Hey, hi, hello. My name is dis.cat. This is Project Hardcover, where we're letting books be the escape. Hello everyone, and today I have a super fun video for you guys. I'm going to be recommending my favorite authors. I've been meaning to do this for a very long time, but, unfortunately, I didn't have all of the books by my favorite authors in my physical possession. Whether that be because I just actually hadn't gotten my hands on a physical copy of their books, or because I was too busy lending those books out to people, just all different kinds of reasons. But now I officially have them all, and I'm just super excited about it. I'm going to be talking about 6 authors today. I did try to narrow that down to 5, but I just couldn't do it. So, with that being said, let's get started. The first author I'm going to talk about is by far my favorite author. Just oh my. And I'm sure if you guys have been watching this channel for any length of time, it will not be surprising at all who this author is. If any one of you lovelies out there said Marcus Zusak, ding ding ding, we have a winner. Yes, Marcus Zusak, Marcus Zusak is a master of the written word. Like, seriously, anytime I read anything that he has written, it just makes me so incredibly, I want to say depressed. I know that sounds weird, but it does. When you read something that amazing, when you see someone have that kind of control and just magic with words, it kind of makes you feel very insignificant. Like, oh my goodness, I could never write anything like that. I just couldn't. He has a way of imparting such wisdom in his books without sounding preachy. His descriptions are freaking amazing, and just his characters are so complex and thought out, and they bring out emotions in you that you didn't even know you had. It's just Marcus. So with all that being said, dis.cat, what is your favorite book by Marcus Zusak? This, hands down, is the easiest question you could ever ask me, because this book is also my favorite book of all time. And I finally have a physical copy of it. And that book is I Am the Messenger. Yes, look at it. Look at it in its beautiful glory. People, you cannot understand how happy I am to finally physically own this. Yes, so this is my favorite novel of all time. The book coming close second to this is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, so that says something. In fact, if you were to ask my opinion, I would consider Marcus Zusak today's version of F. Scott Fitzgerald. That's right, I said that. Anywho, this book is about a boy named Ed Kennedy, who inadvertently stops a bank robbery. And after he stops this bank robbery, he starts receiving messages in the forms of playing cards with certain times and places written on them in the mail. Curious as any human would be, he goes to these times and places written on these playing cards and witnesses certain events unfold. He then has to make the decision of whether or not he's going to try to affect the way that these events are going to unfold the next night. And there's just a whole bunch of self-discovery and human companionship and beautiful character growth and just Marcus Zusak. So yes, favorite author, favorite book, let's move on. The next author that I'm going to recommend is actually an adult author. I've been reading her books since high school, and I absolutely love them. I love the worlds that she creates and these just fantastic characters, and that author is J.R. Ward. And the series by J.R. Ward that I happen to be talking about is The Black Dagger Brotherhood. This is the 12th book and my favorite book in the series, The King. So basically, the Black Dagger Brotherhood series is about a group of vampires. I know, an adult book series about vampires. And I won't lie to you, they are romancy. But there's just so much more to this series. There is really kick-ass action in these books. There are kick-ass heroines in this book. The characters are really complex. All of the boys are not only, of course, smoking hot, but incredibly snarky and witty and sarcastic and just, oh, the plot is just so good. And then, of course, there's the steamy romance parts. This world is really intricate and really well thought out, and it's really good. It's really good. So if any of you are into the paranormal romance adult kind of genre, definitely gotta read J.R. Ward. This next author that I'm going to recommend is actually a brand new addition. She was just added this year, and her series has officially become my all-time favorite book series. And that author is the wonderful Miss Laini Taylor. And of course, the series that I'm talking about is the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. This trilogy was just such a mind blower for me, especially considering how when I went into it, I was totally expecting it to be like a ripoff of Twilight and to be not very good, and just, oh, I didn't think a person could be so wrong about just one thing. But I was completely just smacked down by this book series, and just, oh, I am so grateful that I was. This series is about a girl named Karu who was raised by these very peculiar creatures named Chimera, and she doesn't really know an awful lot about her life. So these books, specifically this one, are about her trying to figure out, you know, who she is, where she came from, how she came to be where she is, and with the people that she's with. And just so many other things happen, but I absolutely refuse to spoil any kind of part about this series to anybody, because just you need to experience the awesomeness that is this in its full form. And in case you guys were wondering, my favorite book from the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy is the third and final book, Dreams of Gods and Monsters. Just this book. Perfection, this book. Perfection. The next author that I'm going to talk about, who has just completely stolen my heart, is Mr. Patrick Ness. And for the longest time, my favorite books by Patrick Ness were the Chaos Walking trilogy books, which starts with The Knife of Never Letting Go. Please excuse the god-awful condition that this book is in. I lent it to my friend Yash That Black Guy, and just, yeah. But recently, the Chaos Walking trilogy totally got bumped from my favorites position as far as Patrick Ness goes by this lovely little gem, More Than This. This book, just, oh my god. This book was nothing at all like what I was expecting. I can't even articulate correctly just because, oh my, this book. The summary of this book really doesn't give you a lot of information. Basically, all we really know is that it is about a boy who dies. But then, strangely enough, he wakes up in this deserted wasteland, and he kind of has to figure out what the heck is going on. But let me just tell you, that is by all means nowhere near the entirety of this story. But again, I also refuse to spoil any part of this book for anyone, because the total shock value of going into this book and thinking that it's just gonna be one-dimensional and all about this one thing, and then just totally having your mind blown over what actually happens is just one of the greatest feelings in the world. And just, Patrick Ness, you are an evil little genius, you are. This next author is an author that I talk about an awful lot. I've been reading her books for years, and I read just about every series that she currently still has going. And that lovely lady is Sherilyn Kenyon. And the series by her that I mostly keep up with are the League series, and the first book in that series is Born of Night, the Dark Hunter series, and this is, I believe, the 18th book, give or take a couple, I'm not entirely sure, but this is Acheron. And then finally we have the Chronicles of Nick, which starts with this book, Infinity, and this is actually a young adult series, so yay for young adult people. Yes, Sherry's other 2 series that I read are adult books, and they are adult romance books, but just a lot like the Black Dagger Brotherhood, there's just so much more going on in those books. The world building is phenomenal. They're so intricate and diverse and complex, and it's just so easy to be sucked into them. The characters are incredibly just emotional and witty and sarcastic and fun. You adore all of them, even the bad guys, and it's so good. I love her. She's just Sherry. My heart is full of Sherry. Well, at least the parts of my heart that aren't filled with, you know, Marcus and, you know, Patrick Ness and J.R. Ward and everybody else. I'm not going to go into an awful lot of painful detail about each one of these series because I have plans for a future video, but I will give you a very, very brief overview of these series. The League series, really, really sci-fi, which, if I like it, that says something right there. So, sci-fi and assassins and romance and just lots of kick-ass and sass. Dark Hunter books, they're demons, there are, you know, vampire-esque things, but not really, kind of vampire-y, whatever. So paranormal and romance, of course. Again, snarky, sarcastic main lead males, just really, really awesome. Also, crap ton of mythology, and I'm not just talking about Greek mythology or Roman mythology, I'm talking about Egyptian mythology, Celtic mythology, freaking Babylonian mythology, mythologies you haven't even heard of yet, just all the mythology, just all of it. And then Chronicles of Nick is actually about a character from the Dark Hunter series when he was a teenager, and there's, again, the paranormal stuff, and there's snark, so much snark, just all snark. And, you know, there's a very brief overview of these books by Sherry. Again, I am planning on doing a special video. You guys will see that later. And of course, any list of favorite authors wouldn't be complete without him. He is our fellow nerd. He is our fellow Tumblr addict. He is the president of Nerdfighteria. No, I can't do both. I can just do the one. And he is the wonderful, fabulous John Green. Not only is John Green one of my all-time favorite authors, he's also just one of my all-time favorite people. He's just incredibly funny and full of wisdom and so kind. He does such amazing work for all kinds of charities all over the world, and he's just an amazing, amazing person. And this question is definitely the hardest to answer, and it is, of course, what is your favorite John Green book? And it is actually a toss-up between 3 books. No, I cannot choose between them. And the toss-up is between Paper Towns, The Fault in Our Stars, and An Abundance of Catherines. Paper Towns really resonates with me because, you know, I'm from Orlando. I live not too far away from where Quentin and Margot live. Some of my friends went to their high school, and of course I've been to the places that they went to on their night of debauchery. So of course I really just have a lot of feels about this book because I have a lot of memories in these places that these characters are also building memories in. And then of course The Fault in Our Stars is one of the best books that I've ever read, ever. The emotions and just the thoughts in this book are just so incredibly amazing and profound, and it's just spectacular, just wonderful. Cannot have enough love for this book. And then Abundance of Catherines is just a god-awfully adorable freaking story, and I don't think that people talk about it enough, so I kind of feel this weird need to, you know, make it my favorite John Green book just so I can say, hey, Abundance of Catherines, it exists, you know, take a step back. The Fault in Our Stars, even though you're fantastic, you know, An Abundance of Catherines exists too. So there you have it, guys. Those are my all-time favorite authors and my all-time favorite books and series by them. I hope that I managed to turn you guys on to some of these authors and to some of these books. Seriously, all of these books are freaking amazing and definitely worth the reads, and I really hope that you guys give them a try and will talk to me about them, because I will definitely fangirl the ever-loving hell out with you guys. Just leave me stuff in the comments and just watch. Stand back, because just all of the fangirling will come out in me. Also, I would love to hear who you guys' favorite authors are and what your favorite books by them are, so leave that good stuff down in the comments too. As always, thanks you guys for watching. I will see you next time, and remember, books are the escape.